Welcome to the Wakili Kononi Show. I am your host, Masi Wanza. Are you in a sexless marriage and you'd like your partner back in your matrimonial bed? Well, this is an issue that many of us are facing but are afraid to share. Now, today we feature Stacey's story. Take a look.
My name is Stacey. I'm a wife and a mother to a very beautiful 3-year-old girl. I'm a cashier at a bank and my husband is a bank manager at one of the leading banks in Nairobi. We've been married for 5 years now. On the surface, we look like this very happy, loving couple. All my friends are envious of my marriage. But to be honest, the last 2 years have not been very good. It's been a rocky part of our relationship or our marriage. And this is because we've basically been in a sexless marriage for 2 years now. At first, it just started when he'd come home from work, say he's tired, and that he just wants to go to sleep. Of which I understand because I know work can get very stressful, so I would not push him into anything or force him. So I just let it go and understand as the loving wife I am. But eventually this went on for weeks and then months, and now it's been 2 years without sex with my husband. And I've tried everything I can to initiate the sex and to spice things up in the bedroom, do what he likes, but he's just not interested. I've suggested therapy. I've tried everything in my power to convince him to have sex, but he's just not being very cooperative. When I'd confront him about the issue, he'd get very defensive and he'd get angry. The arguments would get really bad. He would even abandon the matrimonial bed and go sleep in the guest room for months without coming back to our bedroom. This has really affected me emotionally, and I'm eventually now even falling into depression, because that makes me feel very unattractive and unwanted as a woman. I have needs and I wouldn't want to do anything or go against the promises that I made to my husband when we got married. But now I've just been very unhappy for 2 years now, and he's not showing any signs of changing this. He's not even trying. And my matrimonial bed has been very cold. I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm depressed, I'm sad, my marriage is falling apart, and I'm very scared. So now I'm looking for if there's another remedy I can get under the law, because I'm out of options now. He doesn't want to go for therapy. He doesn't even want to try. So what do I do?
Stacey is facing sexual depravity in her marriage. So can one enforce their right to having sex in a marriage?
My name is Mary Waititu. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Today's topic will be discussing sexual deprivation in marriages. Sexless marriages do exist in Kenya, although they are rarely discussed. Like we've had in Stacey's situation, her first 3 years of marriage were quite rosy, but the last years have experienced some challenges, mainly because her husband has deprived her of sex within their union or marriage. Spouses in a marriage have various rights, which include the right to companionship, the right to equitable distribution of property in case of a divorce, the right to cohabit and live together as husband and wife, and the right for a woman to use the husband's name, and as I've mentioned, conjugal rights. The persistent refusal of one spouse to have sex with another could lead to cruelty. Cruelty is one of the grounds for divorce in marriages in Kenya. However, it will be keen to note that what the spouse's request or demand for sex should not be unreasonable, because in such a case, the spouse cannot claim cruelty as a ground for divorce. Further, sexual deprivation may lead to mental stress or depression. So like in the case of Stacey or any other person who's going through a similar situation of sexual deprivation in their marriage, could find solution through: one, they could visit a counselor, a marriage counselor, who will help them rekindle and rebuild their broken marriages in a way that they could still find their soft spot to engage in sex in their marriage. Two, they could then seek redress from the court, in which case The spouse claiming sex could get an order of restitution of sex in their marriages. In the past, this order has been quite difficult to enforce within the marriage, and in most cases, if the sex is not rebuilt back into the marriage, the spouses usually end up seeking divorce.
We have come to the end of our show. I have been your host, Masi Wanza. And remember to follow us on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handles at Wakili Kononi. Remember, ignorance of the law is no defense. Stay on the right side of the law. Until next time, adios.